got 1, 2, 3. Stop. Stay parked.
Scott.
It's a great shot.
Taking that to the newspaper, or is that for your own person? Where's the oil there? How you doing? How you doing? Sweet. All right. Here we are.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's the people, you know. Maybe.
Maybe. Have fun. Have a good weekend. Yep. Okay, well, let me dig some more of these blue ones out. Color the sky all weekend. Have a good time.
We got the biggest ones. Oh, no, not necessarily. Because the Mexicans, they have the biggest brown. See, that's how this is coming in. That's like, this guy goes to the bar. He goes to the bar and he finds like a lady down at the bar and he says, after a couple drinks, he tells the bartender, go down there and get other food and make it drink. It's gonna be a comedy when you get done with it, you know?
Yeah, I can't wait to see.
Come here, let me see. A lot of brains. Sort of like those dentist glasses, you know? Might not work.
Well, one thing I gotta add to that.
Yeah?
Cold drinks.
Okay.
Incredible.
Hey Jeff, bring out some wire cutters when you come.
What?
Some wire cutters?
There you go. Huh? You must know this guy, huh?
I want to see.
Here last year, we were sitting right here this way.
It won't be different.
Well, it's still going to be bumper to bumper.
No, they started out this way every year. This is going to be fire lane right there. I bet you by 5 o'clock.
We're in, we got a place.
Yeah. Okay. Bye.
When's this here gonna be on?
Not for a while.
Not for a while, huh?
What's in? 35 out of Grand Rapids?
No, it's
Fives that connect.
Where did these go to?
Are you?
Yeah, you picked a good one to shoot.
Hey!
Rebuild construction, girl.
Off your lazy
You
ass.
gotta pick up both of them at the same time, dude.
We're not being so lazy. We're not being so lazy.
You don't have those spots.
Does something go in the middle that we don't know about? No.
You need some extra hands. Like put it through.
What'd the directions say?
That's where it
I
got
don't read.
gray.
I just use pictures.
Like the
I don't like.
broken. Put them through here, like so. This way, and then bring the other one through this way.
Unzip door, assemble frame inside.
And then go like this.
I wonder if we asked him if he'd give us the same shit all over again.
If you feel good, say yeah! I feel it in my hand. Feel it around the fingers, hey, hey. We're gonna do a little thing here from our album. Little tune before we leave you, a little thing called "When Something Is Wrong With My Baby, Something Is Wrong With Me."
You can go ahead anytime if you like.
Hey, Chris and Paul, dudes, where are you? You should come over to Wheatland. I actually, my band, the Woodshed All Stars that are playing here, we got off the interstate, the last stop, which was at Sanford, and we were probably within about 2 miles of your house, and I feel so guilty. This is my chance to confess and say, next time, I'll bring the family and everything. I hope you guys are really happy.
I'll get a kick out of that. Alright. So you want me to ask him or you want to ask him?
I did the last two, you can do this one, I guess. If I have any question, you know, if any pop up, I'll throw them in.
Alright. And you run the camera. What am I doing?
Cricket's hopping all over here.
Where's your fiddle
Oh,
puppets
of
page?
course you're getting sound. You'll get that cricket on there, won't you?
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Where's your fiddle puppet page?
Pete and the cricket.
Yeah.
Okay, the first main question is, how do you feel about Wheatland? What does it mean to you?
Wheatland's? It's my 5th time to be here, and I miss it when I don't come. I used to live in southern Indiana, so it was almost, you know, a local festival by Midwestern standards, and now I live in New England, and it's about 17 hours, but I still think it's one of the great festivals of its kind, and I help produce a festival up in Vermont called Champlain Valley Festival now, which is aspiring to be something like Wheatland's. I mean, we model things on it. We're modeling a kids area after this Kids Hill, and the eclectic programming they do here is also really inspirational to it. So it's great to come back here as a performer, and it's great to come back here and just see what everybody's up to.
Do you get ideas for your own festival from Wheatland? And
Yeah, for sure. Definitely get ideas. Some of them, it's hard to even put into words. It's just a feeling here. I think the biggest part of it is the spirit on the part of the grassroots organization that puts the thing on. It's a real community. Like I really am not used to seeing just about anywhere else. Usually, you know, there's a big honcho or a couple of big honchos, or somebody's even getting paid a lot of money to coordinate the whole thing, and then everybody else is kind of the lackeys. But here, that might be the case, and I wouldn't even know it, but it doesn't feel like that to me at all. It feels like everybody wants to do it because they just love the music, and they're really unpretentious about it. You know, it's not a big artsy kind of endeavor, you know, or tone to it. It's really grassroots.
What's it like to be? What's it like to be a musician here and play your music for all these people? Is this one of the largest crowds you play? Or?
This is possibly one of the largest crowds I play at. I used to play with a group called Metamora, and we played festivals occasionally. It wasn't a country band. It was more of a contemporary folk trio. And occasionally we get invited to big arts festivals where there were like 30,000 people or something like that. So I played for some big crowds. Fairly different style of music. It's really exciting when you're on and they are really, you know, the sound is really good and they're hearing well, and the programming is such that the evening is really building in a coherent way and stuff. Then, you know, it's really hard to beat for excitement. I get nervous, but it's exciting.
So you have fun up there on stage?
Yeah, it's fun. This band is the most fun because this is you know, it's an easy style of music to play, and you can have more fun faster playing it, I think.
Speed fun.
Yeah, right.
So what have you been doing this festival so far?
At this festival? I was in a fiddle workshop this afternoon, which was really interesting. It's extremely diverse little group. John Kirk, the other fiddler in the band, and I were there with the Cobb boy, Chad Cobb. He's a real wonder kid at the violin, and then Allison Krause, who I admire very much. And so actually, I think it was a comparative sort of thing. It wasn't a big time explaining stuff or anything like that in terms of that kind of workshop, but just through the process of hearing different people play, I think people that came to the workshop really heard of real varied approaches to the instrument, from the most traditional, which is me, kind of the most earthy, to the really kind of out there of the Cobbs.
If you had to talk to a complete stranger about Wheatland, what would you say to them?
Go.
What would you tell Chris and Paul? How did you get in
Chris
here?
and Paul? Yeah, really. I don't know. I don't know if they're into that style of music, but they probably, well, they're a good test case because they probably think it's all bluegrass or something like that. Which, of course, it's very little bluegrass. It's all kinds of acoustic music, and even the Holmes brothers, you know, stretching the envelope too. I'd say, come and you'll be surprised. There's probably something that you'd really like.
That sounds good. Do you have any other questions you want to ask? Any other thing you want to add that I might not have covered? Or I'm just trying to touch on the basics.
Yeah, that was good.
What do you feel about the atmosphere here? Tell us a little bit about just the overall crowd and their atmosphere that they reflect on you when you're on stage.
Last night we closed out the show last night after a lot of bands, probably we were than like 8 or something act up there, so I wouldn't blame people for being really tired and stuff, and yet it seemed like they were really there for us, really there to have a good time. I'm sort of guessing that, I might be wrong, but I think I'm right, that there's a whole lot of people that come to this festival that they don't really go out and hear music a lot, and maybe they don't go out and hear this kind of music a lot, or acoustic, or any kind of folk music a lot. This is their thing, but once a year they go to Wheatland's. It's really just part of their life. It's like going to the seashore every year and going to Wheatland's and bringing the Winnebago or the tent or whatever, and I think they're really excited just to be here again with friends. I know I'm that way when I'm in part of the audience at a festival. It's just, I go as much for the experience that I have come to know as being part of the place, and as I do for exactly who's playing or the kind of programming or anything like that. And I think there's a lot of people here for that, and so they're here to have a good time, and they're having a good time.
Okay.
All right.
Well, you're from Vermont?
Vermont,
now?
yeah, formerly Indiana, 6.5 years.
What's the name of the festival that you
The Champlain Valley Festivals. Plug. It's a lot smaller than this. We only have probably a couple thousand people on the site per day, over 3 days. But it's already becoming well known as a really good time for a performer and an audience member.
Is Wheatland known out there on the East Coast?
Not that well. They don't really advertise that much. Wheatland's doesn't. I mean, it's such a local crowd. They draw. I imagine they think they don't have to advertise.
How about among musicians?
It's pretty well known. Yeah, people on the folk circuit for sure.
Try and get in.
And any festival that's any fun to play at, everybody wants to play at. And I can't speak for Wheatland's and Bruce Bauman, but at Champlain, we get over the course of the year an average of 3 or 4 demo tapes a day, all year long. There were 1,100 tapes submitted last year. People that wanted to play, and we only hire about 30 acts
from outside. Do you even get a chance to watch them all, or listen to them all, or?
No, not really. I'm on the programming committee, but I'm fortunately not the guy that has to actually sift through all that stuff. It's kind of weeded out by the time that our group sits down. So
that's good. Well, that sounds fine.
Asking the questions.
I'll be asking.
music.
Pardon?
Kind of music you do.
No, sure. That'd be an interesting name. So, what do you want to do?
Start with you, sir.
Okay.
We'll interview them one at a time.
And then together.
One in a bunch.
Together or separately.
You found dancing!
We'll be right by the side of this building.
What are you saying?
Oh, that one.
Oh, it's Charlie.
Yep, I'm all set.
You or should I look at the camera?
You can look at me.
Okay.
How many years have you been coming to Wheatland?
Well, this is my first year to come here.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember from last night. How do you think of it so far?
Oh, it's a really wonderful festival. It's one of the nicest festivals I've ever been to, in fact. Good big crowd, real appreciative audience, wonderful place to play.
How does it feel when you're up there in front of all those people?
It's a pretty good sized crowd. I've played in front of some bigger crowds though and some other things, but it's just they're real receptive and we enjoy playing for them. It seems like they really like our music.
You think you're going to come back to the Wheatland Festival?
Oh yeah, I'd like to come back a bunch of times.
How long have you been fiddling?
Oh,
in the group?
In this group, I've been fiddling with a couple of these fellas for all the time I've been playing since I was a teenager. I guess I started playing, so 20 years or something like that.
What's it like to play the fiddle?
What's it like to play fiddle? Oh, it's a lot of fun. It's my hobby, I guess you could say. It takes up a good portion of my life, but I really enjoy it. It gives me a lot of pleasure.
Seems like you'd really have to feel the music, one of those kind of instruments, from the bottom of your toes. You think of anything?
Yeah, where are you guys from anyway?
I'm from Columbia, Missouri, central Missouri, and some of the other fellows are from Missouri. Everybody else is from Missouri too.
Missouri, yeah.
Different places.
Everybody says Missouri from around here.
Yeah, it's
Have you
Missouri.
noticed that? Well, we'll say Missouri from now on. What do you like most about the festival?
Oh, I guess I've met a lot of nice people here, and I've gotten to see some people I already knew who I knew would be here, and so there's a lot of good jamming in the picnic in the campground at night. That we stayed up to about 4 a.m. this morning playing music, so figuring to do the same thing again tonight. It's just a lot of fun.
Well, me party.
Okay.
Yep.
Now move over.
You want me to get on this side, Matt?
Yeah.
Do you want to back up or?
Back up slow. Okay.
How long have you been playing?
Well, I started in '6 and I'll be 73 in November. So about 66 years.
What's the best part about fiddling? What do you like best
The
about it?
enjoyment you get out of it and the fine people you meet all over the country. I play and judge contests all over the United States. And I enjoy meeting people, and I've met wonderful people in the different places that I've been during my life.
How do you like Wheatland compared to all the other places you've been playing?
It's fine. I just love it real well. It's one of the best places I've ever been. People are friendly and very appreciative of the type of music that we play here. It's the kind of music they don't hear probably, and I guess that's why they appreciate it. But people love to dance to the type of music we play, and my theory is that the fiddler can't play a tune where people want to dance to it. He's not playing the fiddle the way he should. You could sure see that in there when they were dancing a minute ago. They wanted to dance to the kind of music we play. That's what it is. It's just old square dance music that was brought to here from the old country, and it's been passed down through the years. Now, there's not too many of us old-time fiddlers left that play the old-time style. And we're trying to teach it to the younger fiddlers, because if we don't teach them the old tune that we have learned over the years, old-time fiddling will die out completely, and it'd be a terrible thing to lose some of the tunes that, you know, that have been passed down from century to century.
How have you seen fiddling change since you started?
Oh my, it's different. It's a lot different than it used to be. In different areas, it's different. Some places they dance slower than they do here, or in different places in Missouri they dance slower than they do this last dance they just danced here a while ago. Now that's danced in the southern part of the state of Missouri. In the central part of the state of Missouri, it's danced just a little slower than that, but the square dance is jigged. Everybody, the men, women, and all, jigged all the way through the whole thing. And in a lot of places they dance them slow in different parts of the country. And in the northern part of the state of Missouri, they dance a lot of polkas and schottisches, where in the central part of the state, and the southern part, nobody ever don't know how to dance polkas and schottisches. That's just the difference in the country. There's different parts of the country that you're in.
What's your favorite part of the Wheatland Festival so far?
Playing for the people and watching them enjoy what we do. It's really heartening to a fiddler to set up and play for an audience that give you the response that they give you here. It makes you want to play. If you play for an audience that you get no response from, you don't care whether you play or not. And the more response you get, the better it makes you play, because you're doing something that people enjoy. And that's what makes it great. If you can't play so people enjoy it, then it's not worth doing.
Okay.
How'd you get started playing the fiddle? How'd you get started with it?
Well, an old gentleman in the neighborhood when I was a kid, nobody had a car, and the only thing that the people could do was they'd just take furniture out of a room and just have a dance. And there was an old man lived close to us that would come up and play for the dances in the country, and my mom would play a old pump organ, a second for him, and that's the enjoyment that they got. And I got interested in it. I used to sit on an old gallon truck bucket right in front of him when he sat down one night to play, and I'd stay there until he left at midnight or after. And I got interested in it, and I finally got a hold of the fiddle and started.
Okay. Sounds
Great.
good.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot for your time. Appreciate it.
It's going to happen. So, on that happy note, let's play. Let's listen to some good music and dance a little feet off.
Lafayette, called the Valsa Reno or the Reno Waltz.
Mr. Howard Armstrong, Mr. Ralph Armstrong, and Ray Camelot. Please, big hand.
What's the problem?
All right? Yeah, that's fine.
Well, tell them about it,
Anybody home? I think so.
Yeah, Louis Blue, that's me, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you'll enjoy what we're going to present to you. I don't know what it's going to be, but I just play it by ear, you know, as it comes to me, as the spirit moves me. We're going to play a little bit of this and a whole lot of that. You think you could make out, my friend?
Yeah.
Well, this is Louis Bluey, and these are the little Blueys with them over here. Now, without more ado, what would you like to do, my friend?
That song about that big city?
What is it? Oh yes, we're going to play our theme song for you, I think. Okay. Lady be good. On the guitar now. Yeah. Help thyself. lady, won't you please be good? Lady, be good. Oh, lady, be good to me. Be good to me. I am so often misunderstood. Lady, please be good to me. I want somebody to please. Have some pity. I am lost alone in this great big city. I'm like a little bitty birdie, lost in the great big wood. Lady, be good, be good. Take it again. Thank you very much. All right, can you hear all right? Better get time. Well, let's go back to New York. I know why I've been lonely. Yes, I know why I've been blue. Well, I know why I've been lonely. Yes, I know why I've been so doggone blue. Yeah. Pray every night, baby, for someone exactly like you. Why should we spend good cold money on a little X-rated short tube? Taught me to be true. She wanted me for someone, baby, exactly like you. Get it? Yes, you make me feel so grand. Blues is nothing but soul, nothing but blues. And soul has no color. I don't care whether you're white, black, green, grizzly, or gray. You got it in here, you can get it out there. So, all right. How you like that? Okay.
That's the same thing my mama said about you.
I don't think...
She said you was grizzly.
Well, look, one more thing I'd like to say, Mr. Big Mama. When did they let your mama out of the nut house?
A day earlier before you.
Well, I don't want to ask you anything else because your mouth is too big. So let's see if you make that big doghouse say as much as your big mouth can say. You ready, my man? the gypsy woman, get my fortune told. Well, she looked at me, she said, now, doggone your help Louis, Louis, if you please. And here's what he told Louis. I got High John the Conqueror, Little John the Chew. Ain't got nothing, take the jinx off for you, nothing to know. Woo-wee, you should have been long gone. You should have been running like a turkey through the corn. Mr. Bass Player, give me a little taste. Help thyself now. Oh, you're crazy anyhow, baby. Showing out. You don't see me doing that. Do your thing. I don't care what you do. Yeah. Double thing. I just want to tell you, pretty mama, how you mistreated poor me bad. Well, I'm going to leave you, and the time ain't long, the time ain't long. Gonna wait, leave it, baby, time ain't long. Oh, you don't want to go back down there. You had to run off and leave the guitar last time you were down there. I don't blame you. Well, anyway, we're going to play a little song to you from Chinatown. Is it all right if I sing it in my Tennessee Chinese? Drifting to and drifting fro, scheming, dreaming, Chinatown. When the lights are low, what's the light? Lights are bright in my Chinatown. Wapo go, he wapo. Tone, not.
Yeah, pretty much. It's all.
Nobody until somebody loves you. Will not bring you happiness. I mean, with love too.
Lonely. At the top. Right.
We're going to song off the Money record. You heard it earlier when the Holmes brothers did it. It's called A Whole Lot of Shaking Going On. I don't care what you do, just clap your hands. It's Saturday night. Hey. Come on over, baby.
right. How'd you first get started carving?
Well, my grandpa was a lumberjack in northern Michigan in the early days. In fact, he was born in the lumber camps. His dad was a lumberjack foreman, and his mom was the cook. And he learned cedar fan carving in the in the lumber camps, and I picked it up from him and my dad.
So, like, how old were you at this time?
12 years old when I started. Been doing it for 30 years.
And what's some of the original crafts you started off with, and now how have you developed?
Well, when I first started, I did more of the traditional style that my grandfather did, of only fans, not finishing up the handles, just leaving the handles real straight, like a paintbrush, carving very geometric designs, and I've developed more into birds and peacocks and designs that are less geometric, and just my early ones and the ones I do now look very different from each other.
What exactly is the process of carving that you're doing right now?
Well, there's 3 basic steps. One is getting the block roughed out, and then the other is doing the splitting. And then when I get them all split, I soak them in water so that they're flexible, so I can bend them open. And then, of course, after they're all done and dried out, I put a finish on them.
And decorate them as well, too.
For the fans, I will often put ribbons in them and so on, yeah.
How have the crowds been here at Wheatland?
It's a neat festival. Interesting people. I'm learning as much. The guy told me about a kayak he built, and I learned from another guy how he steamed wood, so I'm picking up some tips.
It's great. Now, you put that back and then just pretend like you're reaching down and gritting it again, you know?
Yeah, well, I do. I put it back in from time to time to keep it wet as I'm working on it. So you want me to do that now?
Just drop it in there. Take your hand out of the shot there. Now reach in and just grab it out, because you did that earlier. Okay, kind of, also we're gonna need a cutaway.
If you want to practice, you have to be better than that.
You've been to Allison Cross and Union Station?
I guess I can't hear you.
What kind of wood are you cutting out of? White cedar. It's northern white cedar.
It's pretty soft wood, huh?
It's a soft wood, but a lot of soft woods wouldn't work at all. It has to be, I use cedar because it's real straight grained, which makes it split well, and it's real flexible when it's wet.
Hands get sore after a while?
Yeah, you get calluses. Aaron? Festival of American Folklife in Washington, D.C. And then at the Michigan Festival that followed up on that.
Uh-huh.
something. It's like 4 different pictures, you know, around Michigan Folklife Festival.
When did you first
House
start?
Press Union Station. Stop by the record booth and take them home with you.
I like that little black letter.
This will be my last one. Man, my ego's really up there right now. He's a little announcement. I'm not sure I got a little wrong language here, but I'll read it like the word stolen. I had a feeling maybe it might just be a little misplaced. But anyway, stolen. 1 USNC Marine Corps blanket, dark green. He's dead.
Moving.
Yeah. Also to be raffle off. Remember, odds are much better than the lottery ticket. That's the price of the $7. The drawing is going to be, give your profit, 4 o'clock. That's supposed to be at 1, wasn't it? Anyways, they are different. It's why they sit so well together with common detour and plus years of your my distinct pleasure to welcome back to the stage today. Here's the welcome, a big rousing hand, Tim and Molly O'Brien.
Your finished product look like?
Hopefully darn good. This is supposed to be broadcast on television, so it better be.
Yeah.
Is that what you do at school? Duck. Duck. That name sounds very familiar.
You said on my wallet. What's the name?
Oh yeah, with the extra compartment in it, right? No?
Here,
There you go.
I just want to show it to you.
Oh yeah!
How'd you get started playing fiddle?
Well, it was merely a transition. I started as a kid playing old Taterbug mandolin way back in Tennessee. That's what my dad used to play. And after I learned it pretty good, well, I started on the fiddle. He made me a fiddle, cut it out of old goods box, you know. And I heard a blind man, which was a brother of one of my friends that played in the group, Carl Martin. And I liked the fiddle better than the mandolin, so I started learning the fiddle. That's back in Tennessee, a long time ago.
How'd you describe the music you play?
Well, actually, you run out of adjectives if I'm going to describe what I do. I don't call it soul music. I don't put any label on it. It's just, I would call it what you might say universal music, because I play just what I feel. I've been exposed to many kinds of music, rhythms and whatnot from different musicians all over the world. So sometime I like to play some blues, I like to play some hillbilly, I might play what you call country or whatever, you know what I mean? And I like to sing something in Chinese, it doesn't matter. That's the way it is, just what I feel.
What do you like about playing here at Wheatland?
Oh, it's beautiful. First thing, I like the attitude of the people. The people are very friendly, warm, gracious. What more can I say? And they're very responsive. You see what I mean? This isn't a very good analogy, but it doesn't, a little funny kid who likes to stick pins in a worm, make him squirm. If the worm doesn't squirm, you stop sticking pins in him, doesn't he? But if you make somebody smile because you can give them something to make them feel happy, that is great. And that's the way I feel, because they're very responsive. I like to play for people who seem to appreciate my music. They give us standing ovations, and I love that. I'd rather leave them wanting more than for them to want me to leave fast as I can.
Tell us about this fiddle here you got.
Oh, this old fiddle, just an old fiddle. It's a battle axe. It's been through many battles, musical, that is. And it's one that I have a pickup on, as you can see here. That magnifies the tone, because I don't like just a plain electric fiddle all the way out. I don't like just an acoustic fiddle. And so I've recorded with it, and I've traveled all over South Central America. Just came back from Europe the other day with it. We were over in Nice, France, Zurich, Switzerland, and we played at the festival at San Remo, Italy. And I think most of the Italian people, for the first time, ever saw their most gracious instrument abused and mistreated like I did it over there, you know. They never heard of a guy, I don't think, playing blues on a fiddle. Black musicians come over there time and again, playing guitars, of course, bass instruments and whatnot, drums and so forth. But to come over playing blues on a sacred instrument like this, where are these guys coming from? They know we didn't come from Africa doing it, you know. So they really gave us a good reception, that's all.
Anything else?
Well, it's like a rabbit in a briar patch. That's okay, you know, but he'll do better off in a wheat field. There's more room for him to hide, don't you understand, than will a briar patch. Playing in a club or something like that, it's a little cozy and more family-like in a way, see what I mean? But you don't get as broad a response as you would playing with thousands of people or hundreds at your feet, you know. And you know that whatever you play, there's a vast variety, you know, and easy to please.
How does that make you feel when
Well, I feel very elated, you know what I mean? If I had 3 feathers on my shoulders, I feel like I could fly. You know, it's no good being a performer, entertainer, musician, or what have you, if you have not a good audience. That's what counts. Even a fool likes to have an audience to perform before. It doesn't do him any good to get out there and hoop and holler and make a fool of himself if nobody hears him but the birds and the trees and the bees, you know that. But really, getting serious, it is beautiful to be where beautiful people are. Only thing that I hate, one of the only things that I hate and wish, I hate that more people don't come out of these things. I think if more people did come out, it would be, they wouldn't have to be thinking about rattling swords and atom bombs and things like that. They could see who the neighbors are like. They forget this old ugly thing about skin color and all that old stupid thing. Just get together and sing a song that the whole wide world can sing. You know that. That's the way I feel about it. I told them last night when I was performing over here, they say soul, you heard of soul? Soul has no color. The soul is within. It's what you project. It can be green, black, grizzly, gray, white, or any. You might label it that. You can't even see it. You don't see soul, you feel it. See what I mean? Because human emotions are contagious. You can go in a foreign country, don't know the language. You see somebody crying, weeping, you see, next thing you have, your face all tuned up. You see somebody or hear somebody laughing, what do? You have a grin from here to here, see? So that's the way it is.
I want to ask, is this yours? Is this part of it?
Yes, this is what I do. This is my folk art. I call them tikas, good luck talisman. I have a few with me today. I sell them wherever I go, where I play. I salvage old pieces of jewelry and different things, beads from different countries I go, and put it together and make a piece of art out of it. Folk art, that is. They had some in a museum in Boston, they had some in a museum in Detroit. They sold them in no time. People buy them. They say, do they bring good luck? I say, yes. I guarantee they bring somebody good luck. They bring me good luck. The more I sell, the luckier I am. So what the heck you think about?
That sounds good. Thanks a lot.
Okay, it's my pleasure.
Thank you very much.
where my sweetheart sleeps in sunny Tennessee. I could hear the old folks singing as they tells their story to where I lived in sunny Tennessee. And somebody somewhere carted it off to a landfill somewhere, and it's been down
I know.
I haven't been around to see, but don't. That's not what I want to say.
Okay, well, if you don't want to say that, you don't have to say that. I was just a suggestion. That was if that was something you want to say.
Yeah, there is good art here. I got a lot of good friends here. There's a lot of traditional art here. But that's all I know about it. I don't know much about the art that's here.
Well,
about the people.
Can you describe your the art that you have displayed here? I'm taping right now, man. It's displaying right now. Yeah, just kind of explain how the essence of it.
Oh, geez, it's all accidental. Oh God, Mike, I couldn't do that. I don't know what the essence of it.
Okay, it's rolling.
No.
Okay. What do you?
That's big. It's big. They moved us back, I think. And instantly, when I came here, there was more people. I was shocked to see. It seemed like on Friday night it was 50% bigger than the year before, but I'm sure I exaggerated.
What do you think's drawing the people here?
Just word of mouth, I think. It's getting a real national reputation, and it seems like everybody's talking about it. People wait for it. You know, I know I wait for it for 11 months.
What do you like most about it?
Oh shoot, the music. It's the music I come for, and you know, I'm still a beginner fiddler. I'm still struggling, so this is the place to come and learn. But you know, it's changed. What I used to come for has changed from what I come for now. You know, every year I seem to find a different purpose for coming to Wheatland. You know, it's not always been the same. God, don't ask me to define it. I don't know what it is.
You think some of the crafts here are some of the better crafts are displayed, or have you seen?
No, they're not. I don't think these are the best crafts I've seen displayed. But they've got a particular kind of people behind them. These crafts, they seem to be more earthy than most art fairs I go to. And you see homemade wooden canopies and wooden structures for display units, and you don't see that in the more commercial fairs. So it's a more traditional art.
What about your art? How do you?
Well, that's a hard question. My art is seems the same to me every day.
No,
Yeah.
that's what I'm trying to get away from. I'm trying to phrase this in the proper way.
The essence. I don't know. I don't know about my art.
What did you start out with? What did you start out, and how have you developed from it?
Well, I started out with everything around from the potter's wheel, and now it's more angular, and I've gotten away from that to I'm not sure what. Something that's new. I keep looking for a new way to move the clay, you know. Something. Well, lately it's been outdoor sculpture, and it's been things that move. And then I started adding copper to my clay, so I've got these weather vanes that spin, which is pretty damn cool. Something that spins, you know. How many potters got something that spins? Oh, well, I digress. Anyways.
Is that good? Isn't it? What else? I don't know.
It's either that or I'm just
I think
none of it's true. It's just.
Can we? I don't know. Is there anything else? I don't know. I mean, he talks about his stuff. Talks about his fiddling. We should get him just a quick fiddling.
Oh yeah.
No, just
of you fiddling.
Just one shot. Just with a fiddle in your hand. We need 5 seconds of fiddle in your hand.
Not even. Where I am is trying to get it in tune. That's how progressed I am. If I could do that. Shit, I wish they had some music playing. Sucked it hide. I don't know if you saw that Civil War series on PBS. God damn, that was good. The music they had on that. There's a song I learned.
Do it and get your hand out of there.
It didn't spin.
It didn't stay moving.
A little bit harder?
Yeah, a little bit harder.
Ready?
Go for it.
Black hair.
Nah. Is it steady? Yeah. I'm gonna head back up there, okay?
No, it's right. What do you want? They'll mess it up. Yes. They're not that
These guys are from Delta College, which is kind of Bay City or
Tri-City area.
Tri-City area. It's kind of out in the middle of nowhere.
Ah, all of them.
I got relatives in Deckerville.
Oh, really?
Lapeer and Imlay City. My mom lived in K-Pac for a while.
Wow.
She was a kid.
Yeah, that's a little south
Good
of me.
friends in
But
Croswell.
Oh, really? Yeah, see, that's a little south. About Deckerville's as far as I go. But, okay, I'm
Kingsford, Kingston. Or
Kingston, yeah, that's, yeah. My dad owns milk.
Just ask questions.
You gotta be kidding me. Kindy?
Badass.
Oh, man. Bad Axe, yeah, that's pretty much kind of where I'm from.
No.
What the heck do we want to ask him, by the way?
Just about the first couple of festivals and stuff.
Yeah.
Those,
Just how some of the beginnings, how it was the first couple of festivals, and how it's grown. How it's grown. How.
If I'm gonna, you got my bad side there. I should turn around or something.
He doesn't want his bad side shown. Let me see, what else can we... Oh, man.
Same thing as before, remember?
No. Day to day for me.
I thought he was starting to fall asleep there.
So, like, how much of the Ah!
He likes you.
I don't know. We ready?
Yes.
We rolling?
Yes.
Well, I guess what we'll start off with, Bruce, is just kind of tell us about the beginnings, how it, well, not exactly how it started, but what were the first couple of years were like, and how it's developed since then.
I just thought this is good to tell you. You know, we were living around here, and people didn't know us very well. And, you know, we looked like college kids from Mount Pleasant, and didn't fit in right away. You know, just our appearance and stuff. And when we tried to get that first benefit going, or you know, which turned out to be the first festival, was the food co-op benefit. We had a heck of a time finding a place to do it. We didn't know very many people, and just, you know, trying to find a place. We wanted to do it out here. We didn't want to do it in Mount Pleasant, and because we were living here, and you know, we could work and get the place set up. And finally, some people, you know, who we had gotten to know pretty good, offered their farm 4 miles east of town. M20 was torn up that summer. They were straightening it out and leveling it off, and by the time the festival came around, the road was just barely open. Just opened it up, and it was out on 20, and you know, started making some friends as people let us do it there. And you know, and that turned out all right. A few people came to it, and they were encouraged to do it again. The next year we came out here, and of course the whole story with the Wernettes letting us use this place, you know, with no, I mean, it was always just a kind of a hug and a handshake agreement with them. We would do our best. We would make sure, you know, we would just run everything by them first. You know, if we needed to do anything to a lane in a field someplace, or level something out, or wasn't much of that in the first couple of years. But we just said we won't do anything before talking to you guys about what we wanted to do, and they said fine, didn't matter to them. So you know, so that leaves you feeling pretty good. So now we're starting to think, geez, we can be here a long time. You know, we can, as long as we keep these people happy, we'll be able to stay here. So that was always the first thing on our list. You know, when we went down there and made our list, make sure, the first one was to make sure the Hornets are happy. So we came out here the first time in '75 and got totally washed out. It rained all day Friday, all day Saturday, and all Sunday morning. It finally cleared up about this time on Sunday afternoon, 3 o'clock or something like that. By which time all the bands had gone home. There wasn't very many people left around here either. A few of us had to get up on the stage, amounted to sawhorse, plywood stages up on the sawhorses and stuff, with 2x4 posts at the corners and black visqueen, polyethylene roof. And a few of us, very rank amateurs in those days, not much more than rank amateurs in these days, we're the only ones left when it was a weekend. And the sun finally came out, so we went up and started playing some songs. And that didn't last very long, and pretty soon there wasn't anybody around, But we still had this farm. We learned a little bit from the washout. We didn't have any money in those days. We were in debt to the bank at this point for like $500. We got to know the banker good in the beginning. Like 2 or 3 years in a row, we'd borrow $500 each year, and that was our seed money. So, again, we're looking forward to '76 and hoping for good weather.
How many people showed up the next year?
That year, it was raining so hard I didn't see very many people out there, I don't think. I mean, it really was raining. It was lightning, thunder, just boom, boom, boom all the time. It really. And there's still ruts on the farm from those days. There's still ruts on those roads that we drive in on.
The first 2 years it rained?
No, the first year here it rained. And then we had like 10 years of good weather in a row, didn't we? '76. The weather was good. I don't remember much about 1976 at all. I'd have to get one of those old programs out, but people knew we were going to be here. We had a real small mailing list at that point. I don't remember, it's about the time, '76 is about the time we still got 3 or 4 Michigan bands, maybe even, it must have been more than that, Michigan bluegrass bands and stuff. And our first main talent scout was Dick Terrier, who we later on produced those children's records. He was into old-time music. He started turning us on to different bands. Like '76 might have been the first time the Red Clay Ramblers and the Hot Mud Family and the Highwood String Band and Greengrass Cloggers might have been the next year. Those bands came like maybe in '76, and then they said, "You guys don't have any dancing around here." They know about this traveling clogging team who would come just at the drop of a hat. So now we're starting to get into some different kinds of music a little bit. People thought they were always going to hear bluegrass music out here, and pretty soon we got tuned into more of the southern Appalachian, the string band sound, the fiddle bands. It's different than bluegrass. They both came out of the same place, kind of just different roads.
And then when did they start picking up, you start diversifying and getting the dancers?
By then another year, we had people on the committee that are saying, how come you guys don't want to have dance? Like they'd say to me, well, how come you're against dancing? I'm not against dancing. We just aren't able to organize that part of it. Well, I will. So somebody started, somebody had to stand up and say, I'll organize the dancing. So they contacted the dance troupe, the Greengrass Cloggers, and got them up here. Those are the same people who, the fiddle puppets came out of that group. And now we got something new. We got different kinds of music. Now we got organized dancing. And they danced on the bare ground underneath, that's when we had those smaller tents than what are over there now. But, so, and then it's just every year trying to do, trying to improve the things that are already there and see if we're organized enough to add anything. There's always room for improvement, in anything you're doing. And so we always look at it like that. Try to do something this year see what the main things are that we think we can do next year. Think about that, you know, a year or two ahead, and try to zero in on, you know, problem areas that really need attention. And sometimes it takes a few more years of zeroing in before we're really able to solve a problem or, you know, fix a problem that was already there.
If somebody asked you to describe Wheatland in one sentence, one sentence.
One sentence.
How would you describe it?
Well, everybody would say something different. But I would, you know, I would call it a, you know, a family festival to celebrate all the things you can do instead of watching TV. You know, I watch TV as much as anybody, probably less than a lot of people, but we watch TV too, and we got our VCRs and we got our old-time music videos and stuff. When there's music on TV, you know, we'll try to tune into that kind of stuff. This is all the things that we try to promote out here are the things that preceded TV and the TV culture, the commercial.
Are you trying to make it more family-oriented?
Well,
you're trying to gather.
It's family-oriented now. It's the Kids Hill things have improved every year. You know, like, and then we're talking about 1977 and getting some dancing. We didn't do anything for kids for a few more years, probably. There might have been a couple of things organized, but not much, you know, in those early days. Not much. Until someone was there and said, "You really need some help here." I said, "Yeah, we really need some help here. Who's going to do it? You going to do it?" "Yeah." Until somebody volunteered. That's how things evolved as far as the organization of the festival and the organization, or the evolution of the organization. If there was somebody there that could stand up and see something that needed to be done, and if they were willing to do it, then it started getting attention and started getting done.
So when did you notice a big change in the people, the amount of people coming? When did you really start saying, hey, this is something?
77, 78, 79, I think by 1980 was the first time we sent the aerial photographer up and, you know, got that aspect, and, you know, there was a lot of room out in these back fields, but there was, you know, maybe 8,000-10,000 people here. And so then, you know, we just, you know, we knew we were onto something then. The entertainment, people are coming to see these bands that they've never heard of, but they know they're gonna see people they've never seen before, and they know they're gonna get good entertainment, and they know that we're trying to improve the services and the activities, and, you know, just every year trying to improve as much as we can. When we started, well, I guess in answer to your question, a big a milestone would have been when we got out of debt, and that might have been as early as 77. In October of 77, we applied for and received tax-exempt status as a historical and educational corporation, and that happened about the same time that we had a little extra money left over after paying all the bills. You know, so before 1980, that was a big change in the organization, because we were used to doing things not having any money. You know, everybody just, you know, nobody had any money personally, and we had done 4 or 5 years worth of festivals without having any money. And then the one festival happens that we made money, and the organization just goes, oh no, now we got money to worry about, you know. Oh my goodness. That was a terrible thing, you know. It was. You know, it's like any business or something like that, you know. You start, oh man, we got to file tax forms now, and we got to tell people what we're doing with this money, and we have to vote on every dollar spent and everything. It really.
But there's of course a good side to that too, though.
Well, yeah. And it took us a long time to get used to It's better, of course. It's a lot better now after 18 years, but in those kind of middle years, you know, festivals from number 4 to, you know, number 8 or something, those were the toughest years because the organization, people in the organization, the people that attended the monthly meetings, was a band of anarchists through and through, socialist kinds of leanings and anarchy and you know, having to vote on what to do with all this money. Everybody had an idea what to do with this money. A lot of them said, give it away, give it to the food co-ops, give it to the, you know, give it to somebody else so we don't have to worry about it. But it was a struggle kind of to keep it together and start planning ahead. Well, we want this money and we're going to have plans for it in a few years. You know, we need festival improvements, we need to upgrade the electricity, you know, the power and the services and that kind of stuff.
Build the new building.
And
build the new.
Well, the cabin, the first building didn't get built until 85. We didn't build anything out here until 85. That dealing with the money and everybody, all other festivals that are younger than us look at us like, you lucky guys, you got all that money. But they don't appreciate the headaches that go along with that. With having that money, there's a lot of responsibility there. And some of the people didn't want to have the responsibility, and their participation dropped off. Others who were willing to sit through the meetings and start thinking long-term plans, you know, and things that we can improve, you know, ways to make the festival better and stuff. If they're willing to sit through these meetings, that was what kept it going. We already knew the feeling people had about when they come here. There was already that Wheatland kind of feeling, you know. And,
Well, one last question. What do you want for the future of Wheatland? What's the outlook in the near future for what what's in store?
Well, oh man, that's a good question. You know, people are better every year. They're used to coming here, and you know, we always looking at security and all that kind of stuff. We want people to come here and be safe, feel safe, you know, bring their kids and everything, and you know, expect to have a good time and a safe weekend and everything. That's real important. We're not going to move. I mean, you know, we own this place now, and gosh, the next few years, that's what we're trying to think now. What are we going to do to celebrate the 20th, to commemorate, you know, the 20th festival? What are we going to do? And just a bunch of ideas on paper right now, but we know we're going to be here. We know we're not going to be able to have every band that we've ever had in all the years come back to celebrate it with us, but you know, in a couple of years, this concert series will be better established. Maybe we'll have a bigger building in a couple of years to have more people attend the concert. Dance series, concert series, these kind of things. The other things that we do besides the festival are going to become more important, and hopefully, you know, better attended, and some of these things may become self-supporting, you know, with just ticket venues and stuff. And, it's the other things besides the festival that are getting a lot more attention now, because there are people to do it, to do that work. You know, it was just the festival for years and years and years. Until, you know, there's enough people there to say, okay, I will work on, you know, getting music in the schools. You know, and you know, that was another milestone. Somebody else said, I'll work on getting music in nursing homes in the area. And you know, all these programs have happened in like an 8 or 9 county area, you know, surrounding counties. People call and write here these last 2 festivals that maybe that's why we got extra people that we weren't figuring on, because they know we're doing these other things. They come to jamborees or they come to the concerts, and they didn't know you know, they heard about those, and then they heard about the festival. And so now we got all these extra people here.
Well,
I did take a trip out in the campground yesterday afternoon, and can I spin around a little bit like this? And it's crowded back there, I'll tell you what. Come here. These guys are looking at you. Oh! Man, sit still. No tonsils for this baby. Come on.
She loves licking it.
Mike's got away with kids.
He doesn't like the mist too much. Want some more? Want some more?
Getting too much up my nose, Dad.
There's all kinds of stuff up her nose. Probably some of yesterday's dinners up her nose too. Want some more?
She's just staring at you.
That's good.
Come on.